Oh, and welcome to today's episode of Creative Save the World. So I know that's a little crazy, but I decided to be a little crazy this morning. So I had a fun experience yesterday. I got to sit right here in this chair in front of the computer, looking into this little camera, and I gave a deposition for 5.5 hours. Wasn't that fun? Now, I don't know if you've ever been deposed before, and I have, but I've never been deposed on Zoom. So at the pandemic, everything in the world has changed, right? You, me, and everything else. And that is interesting. Our business has changed, our work has changed, how we talk changes and everything else. And some people that's really helped and other people that's scared. So I got a chance to see what a legal proceeding looked like yesterday. And it was fun. I actually enjoyed it. I really had a good time. I don't know if anybody else did. But I got to do that, and I got to watch people in their offices, and some showed up in their home and how they looked and everything else. And it was fascinating to watch the gravity, because every time we went on and off, the activity or the actual questioning, we took a break every hour for 5 minutes or so, 10 minutes. And they said, okay, now we're back on the record and all this legal jargon. And it was fun. And I recall it from being in real life courtrooms and so forth in my other career. But anyway, it was fascinating. What it made me think about is this video stuff, this Zoom stuff, it's here to stay. And there's two things I want to tell you. One, I'm going to tell you in the next few days about a really cool conference that's coming up. It is all virtual. Guess what? It's called Engaging Virtual Meetings 3.0. And it is October 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 5 partial days, not 5 full days, 5 days from 8 to 1 Pacific time. And I'm going to put the link to it on all my social channels because I want you to watch it. I want you to join. You're going to see people from all over the world do cool stuff. You're going to see the latest. I saw some stuff about PowerPoint that I didn't know. You can put your video camera in a PowerPoint slide live and put it over here in a little icon or do stuff over here. I saw that demonstrated yesterday. It blew my mind. I am so excited. So this is why I titled this Creative Save the World. You are a creative. Now, I don't know if you know that or if you think of yourself as a creative, but it's a weird thing because I used to hear people say, in fact, they still do, I'm not creative, as if that were A, an indictment, or B, an excuse, or C, truth. Now, none of those are true. It's not an indictment. You may have a story that you're not creative right now. You may live in that story. I'm not creative. I don't know why, but you might. Or you could say, I'm not creative as an excuse, which means I don't want to tap into my creativity because I'm afraid of it, or I'm afraid people won't like it. That was a big one for me for a long time, especially in music. I write a lot of music. I've got tons of songs. Like right now, I challenge you, I dare you, go on Spotify and put my name in there. I have 78 songs on Spotify. Can you believe that? I can hardly believe it. 78. I made a playlist of my own stuff. I know, it's kind of weird, but I made a playlist of my own stuff on Spotify and it told me I had 78 songs. I'm like, wow, 78 songs. And you know what? I've got 15 more underway. What? Why are you writing 15 songs at once? I don't know, but I'm in the middle of 15 songs right now. It's a whole album that'll be on that one. So I'm in the middle of 2 albums right now. One, all the songs are written, and the fourth one, well, I've done about a dozen, but the fourth one in this certain series, and I'll tell you what series is in a minute, but the fourth one is just kind of germinating, and I got some ideas for the new song on that, new songs on that. So here's why I'm saying creative save the world. You're a creative. You may pretend you're not, or you may choose not to use your creative gifts. But I think that the very best thing you can be in the world is full of love and expressing your creativity. So I invite you, I challenge you, I dare you to be full on creative. like with whatever you do. Maybe creativity is how you talk to people. Maybe it's how you listen. Maybe it's the energy of love that you bring. I saw a talk the other day at a church meeting where someone was talking about Jesus. I go to a Christian church. And he said, he asked us to envision what it would be like if Jesus were standing there, and he, made some comments, but the one he made that stuck with me was how we would feel. We would feel somehow that overwhelming love. And it got to me to thinking and asking myself very clearly, what energy do people feel when I am with them? Do they feel anything? Am I holding my energy inside? Do they feel indifference? Do they feel loved? And what I decided in that conversation is what I want, if I could do this, is I want to emanate the energy of love. I want people to feel safe and loved. And because I'm a creative and I write books, you know that I've written 18. I counted them the other day, 18 books, and I'm working on my 11th or 12th album. And I'll tell you the story of those 4, maybe if I get to it on this episode. But anyway, I want you to be creative with me. I want to see your creativity. I want to know what it is. Like, what are you doing? What are your gifts? What are you doing with them? And you know what's most important? Are you having fun? Because as a creative, whatever your creativity is, how you act, how you talk, if you write, if you paint, if you sing, if you weave baskets, if you take care of people's souls, like, I don't know what your gifts are, but it could be all kinds of gifts. And I invite you to share them. And you know what? I want to know what they are. I want to highlight you. I'm doing a television series. It's going to start in about 2 weeks. And it's called Creative Save the World. And the first season is going to have 10 episodes. And I want to talk to you about your creativity, because maybe you belong on one of my TV episodes. Maybe you don't want to. I don't know. But maybe you belong there. Would you get a hold of me if you want to talk to me about television? I want to know what your creativity is. I want to know how you're using it. I want to know if you're having fun. And I want to share it with you, for you. I'd love to do that, because I truly believe that each of us, being in our creative genius, sharing it, loving it, and having the love and creative energy that comes naturally as we use our gifts, that's going to save the world. Can you imagine for just a minute if everyone was living in the joy of sharing their gifts and nobody was worried about who's better than this and who's, all of that nonsense we worry about? What would that do? It would change the universe in a single day. The war in Europe would stop. Greed would stop. I was thinking the other day about how much money, how much bleeding cash is spent on cybersecurity, on hackers, on police, on robbery, all that stuff. Could you imagine for 1 second what would happen that we could do towards poverty and clean water and love and homelessness and everything else if we just stopped being in fear and started being in love and creativity? Now, of course, there's some people that want to be creative in how they do bad things. Okay, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your divine gifts, the thing you feel called to do. So I've decided I've got a television network already that's talked to me. I'm launching a television show. It is about your ultimate life, because everything I do, I'm the ultimate life guy, right? I want you to live a life of purpose, prosperity, and joy, like I do, or like you want to. You don't have to be like me, but whatever it is you want to do. And we live in a world where you can talk to anybody in the world at any time you want, free. We've got a Ukrainian family lives with us right now. And she, the mother and the mother and daughter, and she talks to her family in Ukraine as much as she wants to. And it's free. Doesn't cost a single cent every day. So she can keep in touch with them, because some of the family couldn't leave because of the war and stuff. She left because of the war. Her husband couldn't leave, the stories. But anyway, and so that kind of technology, we can reach everybody in the world. And we can share our gifts. And so I invite you to do that. And there's all this opportunity and possibility, and we waste so much of it. So that's my invitation. Creative Save the World. If you want to talk to me about your creativity, I want to know. We'll see you in the next installment, which might actually be later today. Bye-bye.